Morning guys, Dave, Northeast Edible. Recently we got a couple questions. I think Greg was asking a couple questions about planting Arctic kiwi, and wanted to follow up with that and give a couple pointers, a couple must-haves, and a couple things you want to know when you plant them, and want to know before you actually plant them as well. So Arctic kiwi, great little plant. It's like its name says, it's Arctic, so it's very cold hardy. The kiwi in general, just a regular kiwi, is not. So we're in zone 6-ish, almost 7, and this thing will do great from almost zone 2 or 3. So it does great over cold winters here in the Northeast, and you'll be good to go with planting in the right region if you're here in the Northeast like we are. Another thing to consider, right here we've got a dead apple tree. It got struck by lightning, and you can see it's peeling off here, but they need a trellis system to support these guys. They're a vine, they're a climbing vine. Some years they'll have almost 100 pounds of fruit on just one plant. So give a nice hardy trellis and something for these guys to grow up on. Think about like a grapevine, almost as substantial as that, because you're going to have a ton of fruit on this thing once it matures. It will take a couple years to get there, but once it does start fruiting, probably 3 or 4 years out, you're going to have a ton of fruit. Fruit are almost like a grape-sized fruit, hard outer skin, no fuzz like a regular kiwi, and smaller seeds. Just pop them in your mouth, eat them fresh, just like a grape. So let's get down to planting. So I basically had these guys in pots. We sold some of them. We're planting these guys out. This is a perfect spot for this. This apple tree, we're just going to let them go up. Instead of pruning off this thing, cutting it flush to the ground, we're going to use it as a support system for these hardy kiwis. What we did, we pre-dug the hole, just a small little hole for this small little pot here, and we dug the hole a little bit, two times the size of the actual root system. So we planted. You can see this is all mulch here, but I have a layer of soil in this hole going down to the actual ground, so it's going to have soil-to-soil contact. All this mulch here is just this was all grass here, so we're just killing the grass in this particular section. So basically from this level here down to the actual soil is potting soil, is a compost potting soil mix that I make up with some compost here. So you wouldn't want to plant this right into all mulch, just like what we have here. So the mulch is surrounding this little hole, but inside the hole and down to the soil, down to the actual ground is potting soil and compost. So you want to make sure you plant into something like that. You don't want to, like this ring of mulch here, you wouldn't want to plant right into that. So so basically we break up the roots a little bit, we stick it in the hole. It's not that difficult. You pat it down, simple as pie. Make sure it's just the plants point straight up. Eventually you're going to train these guys to climb up these whatever they're growing on, but I like to just throw the mulch back over top lightly, press it down. We'll water it in a little bit. It's supposed to rain the next couple days, so we'll water in twice, today and probably tomorrow, the next day, every couple days, and then wait for some rain. If we don't get the rain, we'll water it in ourselves. If we get rain, we'll just watch it, make sure it's thriving, make sure it's leafing out, and we'll be good to go. So a little bit about this tree here. This guy was struck during Hurricane Sandy. You can see this was probably a real old apple tree. It was here when we bought the house. We had 2 apple trees here and right over there. One got blown over during Hurricane Sandy, one got struck, and you know, it's a shame, but we have a ton of other apples here and a ton of other fruit growing. So we're going to use this bummer here as a resource and let it trellis up this, because we have I think we have 5 plants planted around this guy, and it's going to look super cool when all these kiwis trellis up here, and we're going to be picking kiwi fruit out of the old branches of the apple tree. So Dave, Northeast Edible, send us your questions about planting edible plants in your yard, and plant some edible plants, get your homestead or your house producing some fruit, producing something you can eat at your house instead of going to the grocery store every day. Dave, Northeast Edible, have a great day, guys.